When it comes to having a baby, some people have an easy time conceiving and some really don't. So if you or someone you've known has ever had difficulties, you know it can be a real journey. And today we're talking about how food and fertility are connected. Getting to Baby is the title of a new book by Seattle doctor Angela Thayer and registered dietitian Judy Simon. Welcome both of you to New Day. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So we know from statistics that 1 in 5 women experience infertility. It can stem from so many challenges, age, which a lot of my friends I've seen come up against this, or endometriosis, fibroids, low egg count, low sperm count, unbalanced hormones. So with all these things here, tell us about the research that shows that women can improve their chances through diet and lifestyle.
Right. Well, the thing about diet is that the foods you eat are foundational. They provide the substrate for the building blocks, for the eggs, for the sperm, for the uterus. And so, you know, typical problems that develop, endometriosis, polycystic ovary syndrome, low egg count, low sperm count, general aging things, those things all can be improved if you can boost the health of the cells themselves. So if you can strengthen and reduce the oxidative stress that's occurring in these cells naturally, if you can strengthen them by providing antioxidants, right? The best place to get that is food. So, you know, most people aren't eating enough fruits and vegetables or even fish, right? So those are the things that provide the most natural antioxidants. So we're really talking about a food first plan, how to increase the foods you eat, make them taste really good because food is so personal, but to really enjoy that, and then you're boosting your fertility and your foundational health.
I love this whole idea of food as medicine. How can women identify the factors that are working against their fertility?
A great question. So really, I think it's important that each woman is up to date, kind of knows what's going on in her cycle, in her body, and has a provider that she feels comfortable with, whether it's an OB or a fertility doc or a naturopath, but someone she feels comfortable with. And yes, it'd be wonderful if everyone planned their pregnancies. About 50% are not planned, and really got a sense of, are they having regular cycles? What is their age? How long have they been trying to conceive? Or do they want to conceive in the future? And so I think it's important to know with our plan, with our book, that it's not only helpful for those women who are struggling, but for those people who are saying, hey, I've heard a lot of people have issues. I want to think ahead, and I want to make sure I've got the nutrition and the lifestyle part covered so that if something doesn't seem right or it takes me longer than it should to get pregnant, you know, I've got a step up on it. I'm a little bit ahead on it.
You know, that's one of the things I like to say. I always say it's data over darkness, and I try to use this phrase when it comes with mental health or anything in that nature. How important is it if you are, you know, monitoring your cycle or you find something is wrong? How important is it that you contact your doctor, but also follow up with those antioxidants?
Yeah, if you know your cycles are irregular, you don't need to wait 6 months or a year. You know, you should go in immediately, really, to get some testing done and figure out what might be going on. That's key, you know, having regular cycles. So most people can track that at home. But then there is a point that I don't think as many people are familiar with, that if you're not getting pregnant pretty quickly, there could be something. And so it is a good idea if we talk about 35 and up. If you're not pregnant, go in after 6 months. If you're under 35, maybe you can wait a year, but we see lots of women who don't want to wait a year. They want that information sooner. They want a basic sperm test for their partner. They want an egg count. They want to know that their anatomy looks okay, that they're doing all they can to maximize their chances so that, you know, they're efficient, because they might want more than one kid in the future. So I say don't wait.
Don't
wait. Why wait? If you know that you're ready. And so many women that we see have no idea when they get kind of their basic metabolic labs. They may have prediabetes, they may have PCOS, elevated lipids, and these things are inflammatory in the body, and they can actually have more of a negative effect. And they're all things that can be helped by lifestyle. So the more you know about your body. So when someone contacts me, I'm like, hey, have you had labs? You know, do we know some of the basics? Have you had an ultrasound? Sometimes a woman has fibroids and it's, you know, disrupting implantation. So you don't know what's inside, you don't know what's going on. So really partnering, with your team.
Yeah, I think it's so important. I really love in this book you explain how certain things, different foods, how it affects the body specifically, which I love personally to know these things like eating nuts and seeds. But you also have recipes in here.
Yes.
I want to try this pistachio chia pudding because I love pistachios. But what are some of your favorite recipes?
Oh gosh, I love stir fries, so I really love that we have a tofu cabbage stir fry in there. I think soy is one of the things a lot of people don't eat enough of. They're not familiar with how to cook it and how to flavor it to make it taste yummy.
Yeah.
So I love that one. And it's so quick.
Yeah.
That's like a huge advantage.
So good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. They have so many great things in here, even telling you how to shop for meat. So this is such a great resource to so many women. Thank you for doing the research. Thank you for sharing it with us and putting it in a place that we can find it easily.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.